Over the past months, we've embarked on an incredible journey of growth and learning and sharing and community building. Before we dive into today's session, it is my privilege to hand the mic over to the founder of Obesity Matters, the spark and the flame for this program, Priti Chawla. Over to you, Priti.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, everybody. So I just wanted to say a little bit of an introduction that as we're gathering today for our final session of the OM Wellness Workshop, we are coming together not just as individuals, but as a vibrant community. This is what I had started, bringing the community together when we started Obesity Matters. So today we are celebrating the beautiful journey that we embarked on a year ago together. It's a journey filled with wins, challenges, and so many opportunities for growth. Today we honor the stories, the lessons learned, and the bonds that were forged over this past year. As we reflect on our collective journey, let us remember the strength we've drawn from each other and the profound connections that we've made. Here is to our community, a source of endless joy, inspiration, and support. Welcome to the celebration of us.
Sure.
Hi, Sandy.
I feel like I was just chosen on The Price is Right.
Come on up.
Okay, so I'm Sandy Van. I'm a GP who practices obesity medicine, and I'm the new medical advisor to Obesity Matters. So I'm really excited to be joining you guys. I just wanted to say something really quick about this fact because I have to hop off for an appointment with a patient. But I recently did. I don't know if most of you guys are Canadian or American, but there's this like iconic daytime television show called Cityline. And I was asked to talk about obesity medications on Cityline recently. And something that came up that I think really echoed Oprah's anti-obesity segment on ABC was that obesity is a chronic disease, is a complex chronic disease that's characterized by fat tissue that's actually impairing somebody's health. So not everybody who meets the criteria for BMI over 30, like that's a very antiquated way to diagnose obesity. Not everybody who has a BMI over 30 necessarily has a disease. I just want to clarify that it is really characterized by fat that's actually impairing somebody's health. So if you're having blood pressure problems, prediabetes, PCOS, like those are the things that actually also should be accounted for. And so I just wanted to say that you can also be healthy when you have a high BMI, a BMI over 30, and that it isn't only just about physical health, but it's also about mental health. I just had a patient who had a major setback stepping on the scale after feeling like she'd done really well with her dietary, her exercise, her mental health, and she stepped on the scale and didn't see any budge to the scale. And we did this whole session on how mental health equates to a big part of health, right? Like health is broken up into domains. You know, there's physical, there's behavioral, but health can also be a behavior. So if you feel like you're doing well with your eating, your thinking, what kind of inputs are coming in, like social media, minimizing comparison thinking and addressing all those negative thoughts, that is also healthy. And you can be healthy at any size. I really truly believe that. And so with that being said, I just wanted to say hi, and I hope I didn't take up too much of your time, but I'm really excited to join and to contribute further to future sessions.
Well, welcome to the team, Sandy, and thank you for that. That's a really good framing for us to take away from this whole series. Actually, we've touched on so many points that you just talked about. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Keep up positive spirit. I love following you guys. You guys do excellent work and great turnout. Great work, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay, bye. Over to you again, Jen.
Sure. And that was a great addition from Sandy there. I just wanted to make a couple of references to the things that are popping up in the chat. A comment from Rachel, and this was applicable to Jennifer Brown's presentation, focusing on health, not weight. Some days it's easier said than done, not being impacted by the messages all around us. And then also made a comment about movement drives mood. And I love that comment. I think that that's excellent. And then the other comment here that I wanted to mention is from Louise, and it was with regards to not having one specific solution or way to support people when they're dealing with obesity or overweight. That was a big takeaway for me. I'm an individual and I am exploring what my journey will be. And so there isn't just one solution fits all, for sure.
So I've touched on all of the sessions, and we combined together into one, all of those support sessions that we had. And this is a Wordle, which is really picking out what are the key words that came up as we navigated through all of those sessions that we had together. And, you know, like I had said at the beginning of all of those, that was really a time for us to continue the conversations that we had with the experts and to really share and be comfortable and find a space to tell each other's stories and help each other. Obviously, two of the big words there would be support and community. That makes sense. I also really like, you know, patience. I think that that's a really valuable word that you pulled out of all of those conversations, Jen, and things like curiosity. I think it's important to point out, you know, options, confusion, overwhelming, because like we can think about all of the things that we just reflected on. There's a lot there. It's very layered, it's very nuanced, there's a lot. And I, like for me personally, what I find from these sessions, it can help to ground me and take me back to, okay, thinking about what is something that I can do? What is something I can take on today? It doesn't have to be perfect. What's even just one little thing that I could start doing? So hopefully that, you know, through all of those sessions we had, there was little things like that sparked a new way of thinking and being in your daily life. Is there anything else you'd like to share about these sessions that we co-hosted, Jen?
Sure, Rachel, thanks. Yes, I think that it was really special to have the opportunity to hold space with those that showed up in the in-between Q&A and support sessions. And, you know, it evolved over the course of this workshop series over the last year. We started out having a little bit more structure, and then it evolved over time as we progressed through the sessions. And we recognized that, you know, we wanted it to be a very open space, and that the conversations may not necessarily be tying back to the sessions that we had just experienced, but it may just be what's happening with people at that time of year, at that stage in their journey. And I think that the feedback that I was getting pretty frequently was the value in those that shared what they were going through, whether it was, you know, a success story or a setback or a challenge. That really had a significant impact on others who were showing up to these sessions. That, you know what, hey, I may not have spoken up, I may not have shared something, but what that other person mentioned, I'm going through that too. I feel that too. Wow, I thought I was the only one. So I think that was really, really valuable, and I really appreciate everybody who did show up and share either through the chat or on camera, and allow themselves to be vulnerable in that space. It was really, really powerful, and know that you have absolutely touched somebody with your story. So it was an absolute honor to be a part of these.
I agree, absolutely. And we have one more slide. Yeah, so again, touching back to the logo and what we wanted to what we wanted to ensure this whole series was about. If we look back to the definition of wellness, actually the Global Wellness Institute has a wonderful definition, and it is the active pursuit of activities, choices, and lifestyles that lead to a state of holistic health. So it's beyond just, you know, the physical health, and really incorporating many other dimensions that work together. And so these are things like physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, social, and environmental. I feel like a lot of these things we touched on many times over throughout those various sessions. And, you know, the idea was to educate, to spark curiosity, and to really help prompt us to action and raise awareness about obesity, the disease of obesity, and also even, you know, the idea of carrying extra weight, how to manage our weight. With this series, I think we just touched the surface, really, and there's more things to come. And we look forward to your continued support within the community. I want to hand it over to you again, Jen, because you have a great affirmation for us to close out today.
Thanks, Rachel. Yes, so we introduced affirmations at the beginning and wanted to incorporate this final affirmation in our last session of this workshop series. So what I offer to you is this: the belief in what's possible is enough reason for me to act as I honor my goals and celebrate each step I take towards them. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Priti.
Thank you. So as we close the session today, I want to really extend my deepest gratitude, first of all, to the wonderful planning committee, Florencia, Dr. Florencia Zinke, Dr. Marsha Novick, Jen Hines, Rachel, and Nadia. And once again, in closing, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your presence and participation have really, truly made this workshop a remarkable experience for all involved.
I also want to extend my deepest gratitude to everyone for participating in this shared journey. I certainly plan to carry forward the knowledge and inspiration from all of these events and the time that we've spent together sharing stories and helping each other. I want to carry that forward into a pursuit for better health and wellness for myself, and I hope that you do as well. Thank you for joining us today. And remember that our journey towards better health and wellness is not a solitary one. We are here to support and uplift one another. See you soon.